Joe, this is a real slugfest of a game. A lot of it was played kind of at Orlando's preferred pace. How did you guys manage to pull ahead and kind of take control?
Yeah, I mean, just both ends of the floor, just executing the game plan, being physical. Physicality is on both ends, and at the end of the day, you got to be able to win games in different ways. So I thought our guys did a good job of just making winning plays throughout the game and doing whatever it took.
You've talked a lot about Jaylen Brown's mentality. He obviously had monster game here after the way his regular season went with the knee and all of that stuff. I mean, does this kind of prove your point? Like, can you just speak to that mentality to get him to have a game like this after his knee has been bothering
Yeah, no
him?
question. I mean, listen, he's been great, consistent throughout the season, and towards the end of the season, obviously, working through him. But you just trust the mindset and really the warrior mentality that he has, and he knows his mind, he knows his body, and he can take it to another level mentally and physically. And tonight he did that for the team on both ends of the floor, especially to start that third quarter for us.
Coach,
Joe.
Jaylen Brown played amazing tonight, especially in the third quarter. Do you think it's looking like he'll get his second Finals MVP?
We got a lot. We have a game 2 days from now in Orlando. But he did play great tonight, and I'm glad we have him on our team. And he's a warrior, and I appreciate him.
Joe, when did you find out that you guys wouldn't have Jayson tonight? And you talk a lot about all year long winning on the margins, just with the offensive rebounding and the free throws tonight. How eager do you see you guys thrive in those areas when it wasn't your greatest shooting night overall?
Yeah, I mean, the game comes down to the margins, and that's a physical test that we have to be able to do. And I thought they got the best of us. I thought we fouled them a little bit too much, which allowed them to sustain some of the runs that we were able to go on. And we just got to do a better job of that, and we could do better. There's 15, 20 possessions that we got to get better, and that's what we'll look at tomorrow. So we got to get ready for that.
And about with Jayson, when did you find out about any other updates in terms of how he's doing?
Yeah.
You didn't know when did you find out he couldn't play?
No idea. Duke?
Joe, when Jayson goes down and can't play tonight, Jaylen steps up, not only the 36 points, the 10 rebounds, the 5 assists. What does that say about him as a player?
I mean, it's a lot. I mean, at the end of the day, he's willing to do whatever it takes for us to win. And he didn't come in saying he had to get 36, 10 in there. He came in and said, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. And that's what he told me yesterday. And, that's just the mindset that he has. So regardless of if it's going well for him or not, he can take it to another level, and he did that for us. And I thought the guys kind of fed off of that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's repetitive. I apologize for that. But does Jaylen play differently from your perspective when Jason's not there? Like, does something change, or is it a different game, or is it just more of him without Jayson there?
I think every game is different. I think every game provides a different opportunity to do different things, and obviously, regardless of if there's a guy in or out, everyone's not necessarily their role, but what's expected of them changes just naturally, whether you're playing different lineups, different positions, different sub-patterns, whatever the case may be, the matchups are different. So at the end of the day, I know he comes into every game with an open mind, and he'll do whatever it takes to win. So that just looks different regardless of who's in, who's out. Tonight it called for, playing most of the second half. In the first half, that unit that started the second quarter went on a good run, so we extended his rest, and then in the second half, we relied on him to bring it home for us.
Joe, there were points in this game that that your guys could have lost poise because of some of the physicality. Al looked like he was frustrated, and then it seemed like your guys focused and kind of channeled whatever frustration they had. Is that something that kind of says something about who they are, and is that something you like to see if a team is going to come at you like that, to see your guys almost laughing at it?
I just want to see us play basketball, win the margins, be physical, be tough, execute. That's all that matters. And do it together. It's the most important thing. And I thought our guys did that tonight. And, now the series starts because we're going to a place where they play really well at home. And I expect the absolute best of them. We've got to be ready for that.
You guys huddled up after that little dust up there early. how have you kind of tried to respond or wanted to see your guys to respond to some of those fouls or some of, those moments early in the series?
I mean, we're not responding to anything. We're just playing the game. I mean, every game is different. There's no response. It's just, hey, be aware of your environment and what's the environment need, and do it. Do it as a team. What's the most important thing? Focus on the margins, the details, the execution, the toughness. All those things. So it's not really. We're not responding to anything. We're out there playing. We're reading the environment, and then we're just taking what the environment gives us and going from there.
And the way they defend you through 2 games, what do you feel like you guys are getting out of that? They're obviously really challenging you guys offensively to be at another level. How have you guys embraced that challenge and stepped up to it, you feel like?
Yeah, I mean, good, but we could always do better, which we did. There was moments in both games where we have to be better offensively because of their physicality, and so for the most part we're handling it pretty well. But we know we have to be better, especially now that we know we're going to their place.
Joe, just wondering your reaction to Kristaps taking the hit and the cut and what you saw there.
I didn't see anything. I just knew he had to shoot the free throws in order to come back in the game, and then he came back and helped us finish it off. So appreciate his toughness. Like I said, a lot of the stuff that he's doing tonight, I think, showed up on the box score, obviously with 20 points and 10 rebounds, but he's bringing a physical dimension for us on both ends of the floor. That's really important.
Joe, it's the second time in like 2 or 3 weeks he's been cut and needed stitches. I mean, you're a USC guy. Like, you got to admire just kind of him just going back and getting stitched and coming back out. I mean, that's something that's got to kind of, touch you a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I like his overall just approach. I think he has an innate ability to take things very serious and at the same time, have great perspective. And, you see how I think he can control his environment really well with how he handles the crowd and how he handles the physicality of it. And he can maintain his poise. And he just has a great way about him. And I think that helps us. And I do. I love watching him. I like watching him bleed on the court. I think it's important. And then he comes back in and does his job. So I do like that about him.
You played some zone defense through the game. What did you think of the execution of it?
I mean, that's a process versus result question. There was, I think, two possessions where they scored on it, but we gave up the shot that we wanted to, or we got in good position and we may have fouled, and sometimes we left them open, and we didn't leave them open. They got open and missed the shot, and so it's just one of those things that you have to have a feel for, and and try to change the rhythm of the game at different times because they're so good offensively at getting what they want, and you just have to fight to try and take that away.
Joe, obviously with Jayson, you have to find different ways to initiate offense. You guys posted up a lot. You did in the regular season too, but against such a physical Magic team, how do you feel like that went, especially considering it's not just the big guys like Jalen and the guards and everybody doing it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just more about taking what the defense gives you. I mean, they're doing a good job of changing some matchups and changing coverages, and they do shrink the floor really well. So at the end of the day, we just got to take what they give us. We got to make the right reads. We did that, I'd probably say, 65, 70% of the time, and then we got to get better at the other 30% on our reads and, at the point of attack. So, whatever they give us, we have to be ready to take advantage of.
Is there any thought process of using those post-ups as a way to match the physicality, or is it just purely the best way to get offense with Tatum out?
I mean, the best thing to do is just play, execute, have an understanding of how you're being defended, what the coverage is, what type of shot can you get versus the coverage, what's the spacing, and win the margins.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks.